Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. How's it going? It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Inspired live stream here on Rumble, on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. It's wonderful to see you. I see Dustin in the live chat. Um, Marie is in the live chat. Killed, I think. It's wonderful to see you. We're waiting for a few people to jump on. And while we do that, why don't we start with our beautiful mantra that's been with us for such a long time now? We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. Why is such a mantra important? I think you always have to have words, images, affirmations, thoughts, inspirations, intentions when you move forward. And when you build it on a beautiful platform like healthy, wealthy, whole, and free, what could possibly go wrong? And today, friends, I'd like to share something with you that's very exciting to us, very important to us, because for the last years, there has been this huge movement going on. And by the way, Christine's in the live chat, the wise thumbs in the wise chat. There's been this huge movement out there that has communicated and released video after video and material and articles and campaigns about the white hats, right? We kind of talked about it a little bit, and I want to share with you today. We actually we got to meet the real white hats, and it is absolutely amazing that it is so clear right in front of us, yet so many can't see it. And I want to quickly rewind to early 2020. I remember what happened. We had a situation where the governments of the world in lockstep, created chaos and havoc, and they shut everything down. They locked everything down. Remember that? I think no one will ever forget that. And within a few short hours, the internet, the alternative media, the blogosphere, the videosphere, everybody was about, this is it. This is the moment where the white hats are moving in. They're closing everything down. They're down in the tunnels. They're saving the children. We all remember the stories that were out there. And as week after week proceeded, new explanations as to why there isn't a huge announcement kept coming out. And eventually people realized, well, this might not happen as fast as we thought it would, and all those things. But nonetheless, an idea was cemented into the fabric of a certain group of people, and that is, there are white hats in the military and government and whatnot, and they are steering this show. They are playing this movie for all of us, and there's really we're only waiting for the masses to wake up. Now I get this perspective, don't get me wrong. A lot of things are very strange, and the movie and all. I said this before, but here's the thing. Every day now, Christine and I are blessed to be connected with new to us and amazing people. They are as diverse in their background as you could possibly imagine. They're from all walks of life. They are from government, the military, law enforcement, intelligence, medicine, science. They are from all fields. Some of them very high level. Not even kidding you. Some of them are very high level. And as we have these conversations with them and as we connect with them, we are so often moved to tears because they are the true white hats out there. But the beautiful thing is, they're not doing things in secrecy. They're not somewhere plotting something and doing something, and they don't want anyone to know about it. They're actually showing their true colors. They're out there. They are working for not just their own betterment. They're working truly for the betterment of everyone. They're working for truth. They're working for authenticity and freedom every single day. And they are collectively They're reaching millions and millions of people now. They are changing the fabric and what we wanted to do altogether. They are doing it. They're consistently doing it, and they have huge influence. We had a conversation with someone we're going to introduce to you shortly here on the Inspire channel, and such an inspiring, wonderful spirit that is extremely well connected in ways and up into the highest levels of government, of business, of commerce, of everything. And his presence as a true white hat, he doesn't even have to call himself that, but that's what a true white hat is. His presence and his consistency, just like the consistency of so many others that we're working with and collaborating with and supporting, and they're supporting us, of course. um, they're changing hearts and minds one day at a time, with consistency, with showing up, with absolute purpose in their hearts and spirits. The true white hats, and I don't care what people say, they're not somewhere hidden in the military. They're not somewhere hidden in the government. There might be those as well. I'm not saying there aren't, but the true white hats, my friends, they're all around you. And I would love for you to realize that whether you are already part of this group or want to become part of this group, you have the potential to be one of the white hats. The truth of everything is that every real revolution, and we're not talking about a violent revolution, but every real revolution, real, has come from the common people, grassroots, the real people that live everyday lives that make up a society. And so many of the real people have been feeling that calling. They hear it in their hearts and they're following it. And the story that we keep hearing, and that very much reflects our own story, is there is no other way for them than to do what they came here to do once they realize it. And it's amazing because, once again, the programming that we all received, and as I said, some people were in the military and they received a very, very strong military programming. Military is all about programming. You want to program a soldier to follow orders and to be at the top of his or her game. That's the whole point, right? And even though they have been so strongly programmed, the true spirit has broken through the programming, has questioned things, has questioned reality, questioned orders, questioned all the connections, and come to a different conclusion. And my God, this is happening by the millions around the world. You wouldn't believe it. And we get to have these conversations behind the scenes, and we're just blown away at the level of exponential expansion of this that's happening. The reason why I wanted to share this with you is because sometimes people lose hope. Sometimes people lose sight of things and they think it's all useless and it doesn't work, and we don't have this. And I want to tell you that what every one of these white hats has been telling us over and over and over again is, I don't care. I don't care if there are secret groups within government and military. That's not where I put my faith in. I put my faith in my action, and I put my faith in the people and my ability to inspire the people to become a white hat as well, to change their lives, to help their communities, to become a true light warrior for truth and for love and for God and for freedom and all the beautiful values we all stand for. And if I just reflect on the past, just this year, 2023, the beautiful connections we made, Christine and I, the conversations, the travels, the expansion, I can only tell you it is like a chain of love that is forming all around us, and it is unstoppable because it is contagious. It is contagious to the common people, to you and me and everyone around us. It truly is contagious. And once a heart opens up only 1% and it gets in touch with one of those beautiful white hat spirits, it gets infected with that in the most positive way. And this is how we truly change this. The idea that there is a savior figure in our human realm, whoever that is for you, or a group of people, it always um it always takes away the empowerment from all of us, because they might or might not act, they might or might not succeed, they might or might not be able to do what they set out to do. And again, I'm not saying there aren't these people. I know there are, because if they're in all other aspects of society, they must be there too. There's no doubt about it. But what I'm really inspired by, who really inspires me, are people like you that continuously show up and that never give up on truly living their purpose, no matter what it takes, no matter what the challenges are, because we're all having these challenges. But that's what inspires me, because I'm realizing we're growing by the day, and we don't seek to revolutionize the place with war and violence. We realize it is truly a revolution of the consciousness within us, and that will express and does express. This is unstoppable. It is now unstoppable. I've come, or we've come to the conclusion just over the past 1.5 months here, that we are reaching critical mass of consciousness here. We are reaching that. It's not a theory anymore. It's feelable, and it's becoming visible in numbers. These things, these people, the white hats, if you want to call them, they're popping up everywhere. And I'm just looking at this country here. They're popping up in every state. Movements are everywhere. And they are so steadfast, because this is not just a trend. This is not just something they do because they don't have anything better to do. This is real purpose mission work. And I don't mean mission in terms of, uh, evangelical work. And for some, that's part of it. But what I mean is they're living their true spirit's mission. Nothing is more powerful than that. If you meet someone who lives their true spirit mission, their true purpose, that there is nothing more powerful than that. They can't be swayed. They can't be turned off. They will never stop. They will never give it up, because it is so much more than ego desire. It is so much more than want. It is so much more than material wealth and all the other things. It is the true power within the true spirit, and that's what is happening all over the place. Again, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. We can't even go anywhere now these days without having at least a glimpse of such a conversation. You can meet someone, and within 3 sentences, you feel it. You feel it within them. It's amazing. So yes, the white hats are real. Thank you so much. What's her name? Yalfa. Thank you so much for the contribution. Um, we are just stunned. We're just stunned. Because, as I've said so often, it used to be that you had to go to certain groups and seminars and meetings where you would meet like-minded people. Now all I have to do is leave the house, and they're there. They're there at the grocery store. They're there at the gas station. They're the officer, police officer I'm having a conversation with. They're the retired military guy that I'm having a conversation with. They are the the everyday wonderful people that make up society. And I know some of you are frustrated because it's not visible in the masses, if you will, but the masses have never produced revolutions. They've never created, some massive change. And there's multiple reasons for that. I don't want to even go into that today. I want to show you, at least in spirit here, what we get to experience now every day. And it is a beautiful, wonderful wildfire of epic proportions that is spreading everywhere. And it is unstoppable. It is unstoppable because it's you, it's me, it's the people around us. And my heart is full today because I've come to this realization, as I said, only over the past weeks, that we've reached critical mass. Yes, we have. There are other factors that play into the the consistent manipulation of our timeline, and that's for another day to talk about it. But we also see this, Christine and I see this, as I've said before, we get together with a group of people twice a year, uh, and it's usually a different group of people. Some are repeat visitors, but um, we get together with a group of people that, if you want to call it that, have the deep desire to also be white hats here. They feel a deep purpose in their hearts. They are ready to roll. They're so ripe for living their true purpose. And we meet with them twice a year down at the beach in Florida. It's called the YATO retreat. And it was born out of pure synchronicity and inspiration. Christine came out of a meditation and she just felt a deep desire to have these real life connections. And it all happened, of course, after the tyrannical reactions, the tyrannical lockdowns and all that. It happened during that time that we all felt we're being disconnected from each other here, because people weren't leaving their homes and whatnot. And so during that time, I remember Christine was all about creating connection, real connection with people again. And so that idea was born in her spirit to have this retreat. And it's been, when I just look at the people that come to the retreat and over 3.5 days have these amazing experiences together, and then they go out into the world. When I just look at the group of people and what they have accomplished since, and what they have done, and how they have lived their purpose, it's amazing. Because I'm thinking they're touching others every day. They're inspiring others. They're lighthouses out there, and it's exponential in its expansion. Those are the real white hats. You are the real white hats, people. You are the ones. It's so amazing how we've missed this point for so long, and how we're looking at some nefarious group that so often we believe is all powerful when they really aren't. They just count on us believing they're all powerful, right? They just count on us having that image of they can manipulate everything and everyone, and they can steer everything, and we can't do anything about it. Well, put on your white hat, folks. Put it on in your heart, and if you want to put it on your head, I actually put that hat on. People have asked me, why the hell are you wearing a hat inside, indoors? Because I was tired. I was tired, and it was so funny. The last interview I did with David Icke, he came on before we started recording, and he said, "I love the hat." And I said, David, I've been hearing about white hats for 20 odd years, some odd years, and I'm just getting tired of hearing these stories. I decided, I'm gonna be one. I'm not gonna hide it, and that's something I'm in control of. And he said, yeah, well, he laughed and said, that's exactly what we should do. Um, so please feel free to put on your white hat. Feel free to become a lighthouse. Feel free to change the world with us every day, one spirit at a time. Um, and if for some reason in your own life you feel there's something holding you back, there's a threshold you can't pass or walk over or something, maybe this speaks to you. Maybe this next retreat is coming up March 30th to April 2nd, and the journey that we're going to take is not political, it's not economical, it's not conspiratorial. No, it's a journey within. It's connecting with that true, authentic spirit of yours, something that only you have in that particular way, the uniqueness of you, if you will. That's what we're connecting with there. And we're going through some intense experiences, intense meditations, intense practices that help you and give you clarity. If that speaks to you really on a deep level, I'm not, as I always say, the last thing I ever wanted to do is a sales pitch. I don't like sales pitches. I don't like funnels, funnel websites, all that crap. It's nothing Christine and I subscribe to. We truly feel that if something inspires someone else, they feel it in their spirit, and that's what they're going to act on, right? That's intuition driving them. Everything else to me is manipulation. And of course, what we're going to do over 3.5 days together at the YATO retreat is manipulation. Of course, it is manipulation because it is changing things, but it's a positive one. And so, this is an invitation for those that feel deep in their spirit. Yes, this is the right thing for me at this moment in time. If that's the case, there's a link in a description here that you can check it out and read up on it and see if this speaks to you. And only then, I think it's safe to book it. Other than that, there are, as I always say, a million opportunities out there. We're collaborating with wonderful people every single day, that are changing their fields, and hence they're changing the world, right? I mean, you heard her on our channel and many other channels. You've read her books probably, but Dr. Northrup, for example, a dear friend of ours, she is, I mean, just full of energy and life, traveling the country, speaking to people everywhere, changing hearts and minds. I'll just give you one example. When she was here in the Nashville area, she hosted a signing event for medical professionals that, they were signing certain statements about their experience with the last 3 years in the medical field and how that could be used in future lawsuits. But the people that were there, including someone that was in the highest levels of healthcare in this country, in the highest levels. And when I'm saying highest levels, I'm saying highest levels. That's the hearts and minds that Dr. Northrup is changing with her presence, with her tirelessness. She's a true white hat. And the people that show up are true white hats, right? When I think about someone like Jim Gale, you wouldn't believe a food forest abundance, and he's bringing the principles of permaculture into the world now, and helping people become not just self-sustainable but free and sovereign again. You wouldn't believe whom he inspires, again, at the highest levels. This is happening, folks. And these are just two examples of the many, 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 many examples we get to experience every day. It is inspiring. We are the white hats, and it is real. It is happening, and we are changing the world, one spirit, one day at a time. Consistency, repetition. It's the name of the game. I'm an athlete. I grew up as an athlete. I used to be a professional athlete. I know the value of showing up every day. I know the value of consistency. I know the value of repetition. Eventually, the penny drops, and the penny is dropping, friends. It is dropping. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to go through all the beautiful comments. Thank you for your love, for your support. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being with us on this journey. And let me just say one more time, as challenging and as difficult as these times are sometimes, they're also the most inspiring and transformational times that we could possibly live in. And you and I, we chose to be here at this time for a particular reason. We got to live up to that every day. That's all we have to do. And there's something very beautiful awaiting us. All right. Thank you again. We love you. We appreciate it. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon.